Hello there, I'm Clinton Howell, realtor broker with Remax Escarpment Realty. And here's Dwayne.
Yeah, Dwayne Kavanagh from TLC Mortgage Group, part of the Dominion Lending franchise.
We're going to talk to you today about building wealth and how to do that with income properties. Personally, I've been involved with some income properties in my own life over the years. It's a scenario where you've owned a home, you bought it a while ago, you've got some good equity in the home. How do you leverage that equity to invest it into an income property, and how do you finance that in such a way where you can now utilize other people paying the mortgage of that income property to build equity? Dwayne's going to touch on the finance side, but there's huge opportunity, especially in a buyer's market like we're in now.
Yeah, so let's talk about it. So first of all, you've got an excellent real estate broker. You have a great mortgage agent. The other person that you want to think about is having a really good accountant and a real estate lawyer. But we'll just talk about the accountant now. And it's really important in the beginning to set things up from the get-go the right way. And that's why you want your accountant and your mortgage agent talking together. And here's why. A lot of accountants, what they're trying to do is get you to avoid paying taxes. But on the mortgage side, the lenders want to see income, and it starts to get very difficult to get approved unless you're showing income. So us having a really good conversation from the get-go and making sure that you're doing your taxes in the right way and showing enough income so that you can get approved. The other thing is considering what type of mortgage to get. So a lot of people just look at interest rates. That's not the most important thing. What you want to be looking at is the flexibility of the lender. Two things. If you're going to be looking at multiple properties, starting out with 2 but then maybe going to 5, you want to consider which lenders have the most restrictions. Like, for example, a bank may be restricted on how many mortgages they'll give you versus how many properties as well that they'll allow you to put a mortgage on. And so you use those lenders first in the beginning, and then work with the more flexible lenders, like maybe alternative lenders later on when you start getting up into the 3 and 4, 5 range. And also thinking about, tax when you're working with your accountant. How do you set up your mortgage so it's more tax deductible? Having a HELOC potentially that could help you with pulling money out and being able to create that HELOC as a tax deduction could also be a big benefit. Now, those are things that you want to consider from a mortgage perspective, but back over to you, Clinton.
Yeah, for sure, man. So from a simple thinking standpoint, so let's say you've owned a home, you've owned it for 10 years plus, you've got some good equity in the home. Let's say you've got $400,000 in equity in your home. You can get qualified for a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, as long as your income is decent, you and your partner perhaps. You can use that money toward a down payment on an income property. Some people don't realize that. So you can use that money because that's considered your equity, that's home equity. So you can use that as a down payment to buy an income property. And the key to an income property, again, a lot of people hesitate to buy an income property. They're scared of taking on another mortgage. They can't afford it. But really what you're looking for when you're searching for that income property is something that cash flows positive. So you put down that deposit through the HELOC. You then qualify for a mortgage on the income property. You can also use the estimated rents as part, like half of that as part of your income qualification as well. And then you just want to make sure that the numbers work. So the income, the rent that would come in, which we can quickly assess and figure out what something is worth from a rental standpoint. Does the rent coming in cover your interest costs, your HELOC costs, your property taxes, assuming the tenants are going to pay the utilities and things. So it's a scenario where you wouldn't have any monthly liability more than you have now, but then over the years, you're going to benefit from the increase in value of the income property as well as your current home, and you'll be taking advantage of the tenants paying down the mortgage on the income property. And then as both properties go up in value more, what Dwayne's going to talk to you more about now is then re-leveraging that equity to buy another income property. He was mentioning about having multiples.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when you start coming into the B lenders and we start thinking, and Clinton talked about, how do you qualify? And those are things that you need to think about. So the way we're doing it with lenders now is some lenders, they use what they call offsets, and then other lenders, they'll use add to income. Right now, OFC, which regulates the banks, is really pushing and cracking down on using offsets because that puts you in a better position to be able to afford and acquire more properties. So working with alternative lenders, although people think, hey, alternative B is bad, it's good in most cases for folks that are in this position because they have extended ratios we can work with. They may allow us to use offsets versus add to income, and that it creates a much better opportunity and more flexibility for you in the future. And then, of course, you can always take money off of each one of those investment properties like Clinton was talking about, putting HELOCs on those or remortgaging those, put a second mortgage on it to buy the next one, and so on and so forth. So setting yourself up with, like I said, with an accountant, a good real estate lawyer, and a mortgage agent certainly is going to set you up for success in the beginning.
Awesome, man. Good chat. Good chat. So DM either of us if you want to get more tips on this. But it's a great wealth building strategy, and it's very safe. I mean, banks wouldn't be lending out to 80% of the value of properties just with simple appraisals if it wasn't a safe place to invest. So check it out. It's a good way to grow your wealth.
Bye for now.